Alright, hey everybody, it's Mr. Arocena here, and today we're gonna quickly do my last ticket races for round 2, day 2. I would have done it earlier, but stuff happened and I couldn't actually get around to it until now, and I have like 1 hour and 42 minutes to get my races done. Alright, so, stories so far. Taiki Shuttle is carrying the team with a 45% win rate, 27 wins over 60 races. Marzenski is contributing 10 wins in 60 races, and Symboli Rudolph has so far won 6 races out of 60. So overall, not too bad. I'm got a, what is that? 27, 37, 43 out of 60, so I think that's just under 75% win rate. So not too bad. Okay, let's see how day 2, round 2 goes. So last time, I think I had it on stream, Symboli Rudolph finally broke the #1 favorite curse, which was kind of cool. That was a good thing for her. But still didn't win too many. Most of the wins still came from Taiki Shuttle. Marzenski did pick up a few in round 2, day 1. We are encountering a lot more powerful Umas here. Taiki Shuttle has #1 favorite this time. Let's see how this goes. Now I did advance into Group A finals. I think Taiki Shuttle had a 3-win performance on one of the tickets on day 1, so it pushed this into Group A finals. Alright, off to a good start. Runaway Suzuka is probably going to catch up and overtake eventually. There she goes. She is just zooming along. I did see a Runaway Suzuka win yesterday, but I have not seen one win since, so my guess is that we'll probably eventually catch up to her and overtake her in the final corner. Taiki Shuttle is in a bad position right now, being in 6th spot. She wants to push forward to 4th at least to activate her shooting for victory, and Rudolph is hanging around at 9th spot. Here we are in the final corner. Taiki Shuttle does manage the 4th position to get shooting for victory off, and she's going to rocket forward. Will she get ahead? Will she catch up to Suzuka, and will she catch up to Marzenski? Marzenski's got a pretty big lead, but the others are starting to catch up. Rudolph activates her unique, but I think she missed pump iron, so she might not have enough acceleration to get to top speed. But she's going to do her best. 6th surge activates. She is now catching up, but looks like that Taiki Shuttle? King Halo coming in from the inside. Because King Halo secures a 2nd place finish but could not catch up to Marzenski. Not bad. Marzenski picks up another win for the team, with Taiki Shuttle and Rudolph picking up 3rd and 4th place. Good for us. First across the finish. Win that has escaped her for so long. Yeah, she hasn't won much lately. Alright, good start to the free ticket for day 2 of round 2. Let's go see what happens next. Okay. So I think the best performance we had in round 2 so far was a 4-1 day. And we managed a 4-1 win on day 1, which is really cool. Alright, here we go. #1 favorite goes to Symboli Rudolph. Wow, how are these not #1 favorites? How are Popchin's Umas not #1 favorites? So into number 2. Low, okay. They're all very high-powered, high-speed Umas, but they have low wit and no mile S. Is that why they're not #1 favorite? I don't know, the high power there is going to be... They feel over-stamina'd for a mile race. Anyways, they're scary. They're quite scary. We're hoping that our high wit on our Umas will allow us to activate our skills on time and hit the massive downhill slope. Okay, the 3 front runners are moving ahead. I think that's a normal front-running Suzuka, because if she's a runaway, she should have been way further ahead. Marzenski's chasing Marzenski, with Taiki Shuttle and Suzuka pulling up pretty close beside. Rudolph is running an 8th spot with an Aguri cap pretty far behind. Maruzensky loses the lead to the other Maruzensky, but Taiki Shuttle is able to activate Shooting for Victory and is able to rocket herself forward. On the inside, my Maruzensky overtakes the other Maruzensky. Taiki Shuttle is pushing forward really hard. There's Vodka and El Condor running up the front. Cut and drive is activated by Vodka. Will Vodka have enough speed to get there? And it looks like Vodka will take it. Oh, Rudolph a little bit late. Vodka pulls ahead. The OG cut and drive gave Vodka just enough speed to get ahead of my Taiki Shuttle. By a neck. Okay, number 1 favorite curse strikes again. Okay, next race. That's pretty exciting. The Vodka coming in from the inside. Again, the original cut and drive gave a much bigger boost than the one that I think Taiki Shuttle activated her inherited cut and drive. But the OG one was just much better. Okay. Number 1 favorite goes to this El Condor. Wow, Moikun's got some pretty powerful Umas there. Yeah, that's a lot of wit, wow. Let's see. El Condor, same thing. Oh, with Mile S. This is scary. Hey, that's a front-running Taiki. Okay. This is probably going to be the second loss, but let's see what happens. Stranger things have happened. It is quite possible they don't activate their skill with 1000 wit on each of those Umas. That's not very unlikely. Okay, in the lead for front is Maruzensky. The front-running Taiki Shuttle is not front-running. Oh, there they are. Okay, the other front-runner. Okay, there's 2 Taiki Shuttles here. Okay, Maruzensky's barely hanging on to the lead. She probably will if she activates Kiss for Courage. She'll probably hang on to the lead coming into the final corner. But I feel like she's going to get overtaken by El Condor. Rudolph lost her 6th spot, so couldn't activate Pump Iron. They're doing... Oh, wow, okay. Rudolph does get into 4th spot and activates Beholden Emperor's Might. She might be able to catch up to everybody. They are racing really hard. The Taiki Shuttle... Oh, wow, okay. Somehow we managed to outrun Taiki Shuttle. Is that the S-rank Taiki Shuttle? Rudolph does get a 2nd place. Maruzensky picks up a 2nd win. And wait, what? We clean swept the top 3? How'd that happen? What does it say about Maruzensky? First to soar across the finish. With dazzling front running, she commanded the race from start to finish. Wait, how did we sweep that? Where did the S ranks fall under? How did that happen? Okay, number 1 favorite curse afflicts El Condor and their entire team, and somehow we won. Okay, I'm not gonna complain. Alright, 2 wins for Maruzensky on this ticket. Maybe this is the one where Maruzensky will win all the races. We'll see. I was not expecting that. Completely not expecting that. Okay. What will race 3 bring us? 2 more Taiki Shuttles, an Agnes Digital, and Majiro Ryan. Oh yeah. Wait, is that 2 Fujikisakis? No, it's an Air Groove. Okay, let's see what happens here. No S ranks to worry about, but I'm scared of the Majiro Ryan because she's running OG Pump Iron, and that gives a lot of acceleration. Alright, we're off to a good start. Maruzensky's the only front runner, so she will probably get overtaken by either Fujikisaki or one of the Taiki Shuttles. Rudolph is leading the late surgers, which is good for us. Speed Eater will hopefully keep Rudolph in that position. My Taiki Shuttle is too far forward though. This is not good for Taiki Shuttle. because if she gets, yeah, she's not going to be able to activate shooting for victory. And it looks like we'll get overtaken by one of the other Taiki shuttles. Symbolic Rudolph gets her pump iron. Does she get anything else? Updrafters is activated. She's dueling. Can she push forward and overtake anybody else? Nimble Navigator, please activate. Triumphant Pulse activates. Okay. She manages to overtake my Rozensky to activate Divine Might and hits 1.5 million CC. Will this be enough speed to rocket her forward? Ooh, Kisaki was coming up on the outside and was pushing hard to try and get that second place from Taiki Shuttle. But Rudolph, with that late surge burst of speed, manages to secure first place. With Taiki Shuttle hot on her tail. Despite not activating shooting for victory, Taiki Shuttle still gets second place, which is pretty cool. Symbolic Rudolph beats a field of formidable racers to take first in round 2 of the Virgo Cup. The wind that escaped her for so long arrived at the perfect moment. No doubt we can expect much from her future performances. I like this pun here. Is there anyone you're marking in the next race? Actually, I find myself surrounded by markedly powerful opponents. Oh, ha, I'm sorry, haha. Love it. Okay, so 3 wins on this ticket. Let's see if we can get a 4th. That was a pretty scary race. Rudolph did not only activated Pump Iron, very late updrafters. I don't think she activated Nimble Navigator or Slick Surge either. And Taiki Shuttle, I'm surprised she got second place without using her ultimate. Okay, Rudolph gets number 1 again. Oh, I forgot to check if Rudolph had number 1 in the last one. Okay. Late surgers definitely need to get that their accelerations off to have a chance. Okay, here we go. Last race of this ticket. Good start from everybody. Suzuka is gonna run away in the lead right now. There we go. Rudolph gets rushed, which is not a good thing because of everyone being so close to the stamina cap or minimum that will probably run out of stamina, which is not good for Rudolph. Taiki Shuttle is doing fine, being in 3rd spot. This should overtake the Suzuka. Oh, he's getting very close to overtaking Suzuka. Okay, prepared to pass into shooting for victory. This should give Taiki Shuttle a lot of speed and will probably get her into 1st place after the corner. Now, will Rudolph be able to overtake anybody? She did not activate any of her accelerations. First of all, relying on raw stats. There's the Slick Surge, but can she get past Najiro Ryan? Najiro Ryan did activate, I think. I can't tell. She's not running too fast right now. Rudolph activates all her speed skills, but Taiki Shuttle is there to claim victory. Hey, not bad, not bad. Taiki Shuttle just zips past Narzensky for 1st place. And we are now 4 wins on this ticket, with each of my Umas getting 1 win each. Not bad, not bad. Okay, still chasing to see if we can sweep one of these tickets. That's the goal. That's the goal. We're trying to sweep one of these tickets. Oh, I gotta get more tickets. Alright. Let's go. I think I'll keep running the same Symbolic Rudolph. I have my 1S rank Mile Symbolic Rudolph, but she doesn't have Mile S. So she's actually a little bit slower, and she doesn't have nearly as many late or mid-game speed skills, or skills at all, so that's why I'm running this one. As you can see, this one can still win. It's just required a lot of perfect activations. Alright, who's number 1 here? The El Condor is number 1. What makes this El Condor number 1? Oh, that's a lot of stats above 600. A lot of gold skills. Alright, El Condor, will you break the number 1 favorite curse? Let's find out. Oh, Rudolph is the highest ranked on my team. Carmir has higher rank Taiki Shuttle than me. So it's going to be an exciting race. Okay, no late starts out of the gate. Marzenski is the only front runner, so is able to easily take the lead. The pace chasers, there's a lot of pace chasers forming a large pack with Taiki Shuttle in the lead, fighting for with Rice Shower. Taiki Shuttle is too far forward though to make good use of her ultimate, so hopefully she gets overtaken by somebody, ideally the other Taiki Shuttle. Marzenski will use Kiss for Courage to maintain the lead into the final corner, but it looks like that my Taiki Shuttle is not going to be able to use Shooting for Victory, so it's going to come down to entirely raw stats. Rudolph misses Pump Iron, so she will be too far behind to make use of her unique ability. It looks like it's going to be a race between Agnes Digital, Taiki Shuttle, and Marzenski. Agnes Digital is slowly moving forward. Can she burst past in the final leg? And it looks like no, she just wants to hug Taiki Shuttle's behind. That's what it looks like, at least. Maybe that was enough encouragement to get Taiki Shuttle just move faster and win the race, who knows. But I don't think Agnes Digital minded that at all. Alright, Taiki Shuttle blessed by the goddesses. First win to Taiki Shuttle. Nice. Alright, next race. Number one curse. Number one favorite curse does not, or strikes again. If you guys get number one favorite, do your Umas tend to win? I know definitely my Umas do not. And most races I'm in, the Umas who get number one favorite don't win either. Which is, it's like, what is this number one favorite? I'm pretty certain it's like the game is just trolling. Alright. Gold Ship. This guy's running late, a lot of lates. Oh no, their Mayano is a pace. Okay, Rudolph, your number one favorite again. Can you win? You have broken that curse once. Can you do it again? Okay. My Marzenski always seems to rocket out pretty fast. I think it's that combination of groundwork, early lead, really pushes her forward. This Suzuka's not really too far ahead, so it's kind of interesting. I'll probably overtake. Wow, okay. She's being overtaken pretty early in the mid game, so that's kind of good for us. Not good for Taiki Shuttle. Taiki Shuttle is too far forward. Doesn't activate Shooting for Victory, but does hit Prepared to Pass and a lot of his skills. Rudolph hits Slick Search and Updrafters into Pump Iron. Okay, that's a unique order. Gets the Beholden Emperor's Might. Watch her just, wow, look at that lead build up. However, Gold Ship is running her hardest to try and catch up. Triumphant Pulse gets activated, the Marzenski, and oh, it's a race between Gold Ship and Rudolph, but Rudolph looks like she activated 1.5 million CC to secure her win. Alright, Rudolph, twice now has overcome number one favorite curse to actually be the number one. Followed by Gold Ship and Taiki Shuttle. And Marzenski picks up a top 4. Not bad. First in a tough fight. That actually was a pretty tough fight. Winning by hair-raising 1 length's margin, but that Gold Ship was pretty close. Pretty close. Okay, 2 wins. Let's go. Number 3. Number 3. That was actually pretty good for Rudolph to hit 6th spot just as the corner ended. So the updrafters into Slick Surge and then into Pump Iron. Usually it's the other way around where you'll get Pump Iron into the other two. Okay. Andre's Taiki Shuttle. Looks scary. Let's take a look. How scary is this other Taiki Shuttle? Very scary. Just from the stats. And they've got a lot of good skills to back up those stats. Okay. Let's see how we do. There are a lot of late surgers here. I think 5 I counted. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 late surgers. So it's going to be a fight for that 6th spot. Off we go. Marzenski got a late start, but that doesn't matter too much with all of her early game acceleration. However, she is the only front runner, so she is going to be in a tough spot. One Taiki Shuttle is in 2nd place. Is that the S-rank Taiki Shuttle? If it is, that's good for us, because it means that we have a good chance of overtaking her in the final corner. Being in the lead's even better, because then she's definitely not going to activate it. Oh, wait, why is Rudolph so far forward? Rudolph is in 5th spot. That's really far forward. She's not going to be able to activate her abilities. Taiki Shuttle gets Shooting for Victory off and just is accelerating down the inside of the track. Rudolph is in the outside of the track, trying to desperately catch up to try and use her unique. Taiki Shuttle is fighting with the other Taiki Shuttles. And it looks like it's going to be a sprint to the finish, which is won by a Taiki Shuttle. I think mine won. Did mine win? Yes. Nice. Good job, Taiki Shuttle. You managed to edge out the other Taiki Shuttles. There we go. Nail biter of a win the nail biter by sensational 3/4 length margin. Proof she can perform where it counts. Yeah, I think this one pushed too far forward too early, missed the window to use Shooting for Victory, and that's what allowed my Taiki Shuttle to win. So, good job, Taiki Shuttle. We are now 3 wins on this. Race 4. So far, Taiki Shuttle has won. I think Taiki Shuttle won 1, Rudolph won 1, and Taiki Shuttle won a second one. So Taiki Shuttle has 2 more wins on this ticket. Rudolph picks up another win. And overcame the #1 favorite curse again. Looks like a lot of late surgers here. I think Bonus Bingus is running 3 late surgers. Yeah. That's kind of scary. Fair number of pace chasers. Again, Marzenski's the only front here. Rudolph has #1 favorite curse, I think. Let's go. Late start for Marzenski, but it doesn't matter. She's the only front runner. All her accelerations just rocket her forward. There's this huge pack of late surgers in the back over here. Rudolph is unfortunately not in front. So that's going to be bad for her. She needs to be in position to use her unique. Taiki Shuttle is in a good spot. Now, interestingly enough, a bunch of the late surgers are kind of out of position to use Pump Iron, so that might be working in our favor. Shooting for Victory goes off. Everyone's kind of very, very clumped together, but Taiki Shuttle should be able to sneak past Marzenski, which she does. Rudolph gets all her accelerations off into Divine Might. Is there a clear line for her to rocket forward? Looks like there is. She's rocketing. Wow, she's taking quite the lead. Grass Wonders in the back. Vodka will activate Cut and Drive, but is too far back to catch up. Grass Wonder puts up a good fight and I think takes second. Let's see. Okay, so when Rudolph gets off her skills, it is quite fun to watch, because she just takes off. Now it's a vital win at the highlight of the Virgo Cup. Her skill stands out about even a lineup of tough competitors. What do you think was the deciding factor in your victory? Resolve is everything. Not in the sense that I can't afford to lose, but in the sense that I will not even entertain the possibility. Alright, 2 wins for Rudolph on this ticket. That's nice. Here is the 5th and final race of the ticket. Will we get our sweep? Now here's where we'll probably come across like the crazy, insane, like 6 S ranks. But we'll see, we'll see. We've overcome S ranks before. Okay. We have in our lobby OG Marzenski, Vodka is in a great mood, Daiwa Scarlet, quite a few frontliners, and Vodkas. Lots of late surgers. Zimbali Rudolph is in a great mood but has #1 favorite curse. Okay, let's see how we do against the 2 Vodkas. 2 Vodkas, we have 3 front runners altogether. Who will take the lead? No one gets a late start on our team. Marzenski is leading Daiwa Scarlet and the other Marzenski. No spot struggle is initiated, but it might be for those two, which is good for us because I think they've drained a bunch of their stamina. Taiki Shuttle is in the 4th spot, great place for her to be in. Rudolph is too far forward though, but if anything is like, if it's like any other situation, she'll probably get overtaken by one of Oguri or Vodka. Yeah, there's Oguri. Oguri is pushing forward. Marzenski is comfortably in the lead by a few lengths. OG Marzenski gets redshift a bit too early. Kiss for Courage should keep her in front. There's prepared to pass from Taiki Shuttle. Approaching the final corner, Taiki Shuttle gets Shooting for Victory off and is gonna zoom past the other front runners. Rudolph is not getting overtaken, so she's gonna have to rely on her updrafters, Slick Surge, which she might not even be able to activate because she's too far forward. Nimble Navigator goes off though. She's too far forward to really activate any skills, so can't to use her ultimate, but she'll secure a nice 2nd place. Wait, what? How'd that happen? Oh, did she get over? She must have passed, my Taiki Shuttle. Not bad though. Marzenski picks up win number 5 for our team. Alright, this makes me happy. Rudolph gets a 2nd place finish, Marzenski gets a 1st, and we get our 5-0. Marzenski beats a field of formidable racers to take 1st in round 2. Her recent perform was nowhere to be seen as she practically tore up the track. It'll be exciting to see how far this momentum takes her. Do you have any rad spots you'd recommend? Bubbly Land. If you get the annual pass, you can get down to the cool cats of the resort anytime. Awesome. We get our... let's screenshot this. Because... There we go. Awesome. So, we managed to sweep Group A round 2 at least once. That makes me happy. And it's not like the lobbies were total jobber lobbies. They're kind of probably the same as my Uma's. Hey, 2 more tickets to go. That doesn't really matter what happens here. We're just fishing to pad our stats to see if we can get maintain a pretty high win rate. And it's probably the highest win rate I've gotten so far. Knock on wood. I think in the last one, Virgo Cup, I think I had over... It was over 50, but it was less than 70. So I think like 60 something percentage. Quite a few A+ Umas. Let's go. Rudolph is number 3, with Taiki Shuttle being number 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 late surgers. 5 late surgers, 2 fronts. A lot of people seem to be gambling on the late surgers. Okay, Daiwa Scarlet and Marzenski are fighting for the lead. Both Taiki Shuttles are in prime spot to activate their Shooting for Victories. Rudolph needs to hang back a little bit, just a little bit, to stay behind Oguri Cap. Everyone's pretty close together in the front, so the front runners don't have an advantage. However, Rudolph does get into 6 to use Pump Iron. Does she use any of her other abilities? Come on, Rudolph. Nimble Navigator is activated. Oh, the other Taiki Shuttle managed to overtake everyone and is currently in the lead. But Rudolph says, no, I will catch you and I will win this race. Maybe. All her speed skills have been activated, but the other Taiki Shuttle is just too fast. Yeah. Other Taiki Shuttle, the other Taiki Shuttle is just too fast for us. Winning by a length over our Taiki Shuttle with an amazing display of speed. Victoria Porplancha was probably the deciding factor. Alright, on to race 2. Okay. Now, while we're waiting for this, has anyone started prepping for the Libra Cup? I've started training some Umas for it. And it is quite the ordeal to try and hit all the recommended stats of 1200 speed, 1000 stamina, 900 power. Okay. Maruzenskis are doing for the front, kind of. Taiki shuttles are in the spot where they need to be, with our late surgers pulling in the rear. However, the late surgers will have to overtake some of the pace chasers in order to get into pump iron position, which they might be able to, as Condor is lagging behind a bit. Maruzensky looks like it's gonna take a sizable lead. Oh, that wasn't good. We just overtook the original Maruzensky, and we avoided getting use of shooting for victory. However, Rudolph gets her pump iron and acceleration combo off and is able to trigger a divine might. Will she be able to catch up to the Taiki shuttle? She's currently fighting Vodka. Maruzensky and Taiki shuttle are rushing forward, and it looks like it's a photo finish for Taiki shuttle and Maruzensky. Maruzensky wins with a nose victory. That was unexpected. I thought the other Taiki shuttle had won that one. But to her credit, Maruzensky just manages to squeak a victory. That was a pretty close race. 3/4 length difference between 3rd, 4th, and 5th, so not bad. Okay, next race. Maruzensky's picking up a lot of wins in round 2, day 2. I think it's the most wins she's had so far. Rudolph has also picked up quite a few wins today, giving Taiki Shuttle a break, I suppose, because Taiki Shuttle has been doing a lot of hard carrying for us these last couple of, for most of the CM. Saiyan Sky, but only an A rank Saiyan Sky? Let's see. Not too bad. It is lacking some width though and power, but if she can maintain her lead, yeah, Saiyan Skies that activate the original version of angling and skiing are really hard to catch up to. Alright. Off to a good start from Maruzensky. The other front runners are not able to catch her out of the gate, which is good for us. However, Taiki Shuttle is behind the other Taiki Shuttles, so she's in probably the worst spot she could be in right now. Being rushed doesn't help, because she'll probably end up dying in the final stretch because of it. So we're probably going to rely on Maruzensky to maintain this large lead. If the Taiki Shuttle can overtake Saiyan Sky in the final corner... Oh, there's Rudolph swinging absolutely wide. I don't think she'll be able to catch up to anybody from there. Does get Slick Surge off. Manages to overtake enough to use her unique. Is she close enough to catch up though? We just want to catch up to the other Taiki Shuttle to try and fight her for second place. But it looks like Maruzensky will take this one, with Rudolph picking up second possibly. Maruzensky led that race from start to finish. What a good showing for our front runner. And Rudolph just misses second place by a nose, and our Taiki Shuttle gets fourth. What do they have to say? Yeah, her skill stands out among a lineup of tough competitors. Alright, my team is doing good. I was not expecting to put up, that my team was going to put up such a good show so far. Like I said, we have over 70% win rate. I was not expecting anything that high. Round 1 went really well for us. I think we escaped round 1 with an 80% win rate. Number 1 favorite goes to Rudolph. Yeah, Maruzensky's been winning despite being like pretty lowly ranked. So that's kind of exciting. Another front-running Saiyan Sky in this lobby. So, Saiyan Sky needs to get ahead of Maruzensky if she wants a chance of winning. But it doesn't look like she'll be able to. The spot struggle is not good for either Maruzensky. Basically means they'll probably end up dying on the stretch. Just do the stamina drain. Taiki Shuttle is pushing too far forward, but the other Maruzensky is trying to maintain second place. I should be able to hit shooting for victory, which she does, and this should push her past the other two Maruzenskis. If you watch, I believe this early spot struggle will cause both Maruzenskis to fall behind quite severely. Rudolph at this point may not be able to catch up. Vodka has a pretty clear line down the middle though, so if she activates her skills, she has a clear space to just rocket forward to victory. Taiki Shuttle, however, says, nope, this is mine. And just picks up a little burst of speed at the very end there. Not too bad, not too bad. Taiki Shuttle beats a field of formidable racers. Yeah, she hasn't won for the last couple of races, so good win for her. Alright, next. Last race on this ticket. Let's see if we can do another 4-1. Even then a 3-2 is not bad. So on the day we are 4-1, 5-0. This is at least a minimum 3-2. Another Agnes Digital. Yeah, number one favorite goes to a Silent Suzuka. Oh, this Suzuka does not have a lot of stamina for a runaway. You don't know how well this will survive. Doesn't even have a gold recovery, but okay, we'll see. They are ranked number one, so strange things have happened. I have seen sub 550 stamina Umas win, although usually they're late surgers or end closers. Mihono Bourbon is trying to catch up to the other frontrunners, but is really slow. Gets overtaken by Taiki Shuttle. Taiki Shuttle is pushing forward to try and catch up when she really shouldn't be. Maruzensky is slow. Oh, Maruzensky might get overtaken by Taiki Shuttle, which is not ideal for us. Yeah, definitely not ideal. Alright, Taiki Shuttle activates prepared to pass, and looks like she is going to pass the front runners. Where did Rudolph go? Rudolph was trying to run down the middle, but the others are kind of going, kind of blocking her way a little bit. Both Taiki Shuttles are fighting for the lead. Not sure who's going to take it, but it looks like, oh, our Taiki Shuttle gets a sudden burst of speed at the very end and manages to win. Not bad, not bad. This gives us another 4-1 ticket. And yeah. The spot... did she spot circle? I don't know why our Maruzensky got so bad. Oh well, whatever. Taiki Shuttle won that race for us. I am pretty happy with that. Oh, I forgot to check that. So, 4-1, 5-0, 4-1. We are having a great day 2. Okay, final ticket and final race. Or sorry, final ticket. Final 5 races for day 2 of round 2. Let's hope for at least a 3-2 finish. A 3-2 finish would be great. I would love that. I'd love a 3-2 finish. But let's see if our Umas can pull it off. Who will be our final opponents? Looks like lots of late surgers here. Yeah, 4 late surgers, 4 pace, and a single front. Who's number one favorite? It goes to our Rudolph. Ooh. What is it? 2 Majiro Ryans. So 6th spot is gonna be a fight. A fight for 6th. Okay. Rudolph gets a late start, so that's not good for her. Means she might end up sticking around in 9th position, which is definitely not good. The Ryans seem to be fighting for 6th pretty hard, as are the front runners, or sorry, not front runners, pace chasers for that 3rd and 4th spot. Oguri Cap just rockets to 2nd place for some reason. Maruzenski doesn't care, she's the only front runner, she will maintain that lead. Here we are approaching the final corner. Rudolph loses the 6th position to Majiro Ryan, which is not good. That means Majiro Ryan, at least one of them will get pump iron off. But early into the final stretch, it looks like Taiki Shuttle is dueling with Oguri Cap for it. If Oguri Cap manages to activate Triumphant Pulse, he'll probably lose. But there's Ryan, yep, there's the Ryan just rocketing forward. However, Taiki Shuttle... Wait, where did Taiki Shuttle get that sudden burst of speed? Okay. Taiki Shuttle wins that. With that just like random sudden burst of speed at the end. Over the Majiro Ryan. How did that happen? Beats Majiro Ryan by a head. Okay. I will take that. Surrender before her might. Taiki Shuttle. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Taiki. You got us the first win of this ticket. Can you get us 4 more? Or will Maruzenski and Rudolph give you a break from carrying the team? So my CM has definitely been colored, or has definitely been carried by Taiki Shuttle. It has been a Taiki Shuttle show for the majority of this CM for me. More Taiki Shuttles. There is an S-rank Taiki Shuttle from Joe Joseph. How scary is this? We've seen some really scary Taiki Shuttles like this one. However, this one is really skirting the minimum stamina requirement. And they don't have a stamina boosting passive, so... They do have Pace S though and Mile S, so... That'll be interesting to see. Alright, let's see how these Umas hold up against... Oh geez, we are definitely not winning this according to the game. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so my Maruzenski is so far currently in the lead. But the spot struggle means that she'll probably end up dying. And actually both Maruzenskis will probably end up losing in the final stretch because of that. But you never know, you never know. Okay, my Taiki Shuttle is currently not in a good spot, being 6th position. She needs to push forward a bit more so she can activate her unique. But I don't know if she'll be able to against the other Taiki Shuttle, because the other Taiki Shuttle is just really, really strong. Yeah, there goes the Taiki Shuttle, rocketing forward. Oh, yeah, we are definitely not going to win this one. Don't know what happened to my Taiki Shuttle, but she definitely got wrecked somehow. Oh, this Taiki Shuttle just, yep, clear winner there. Now, is that the S-rank Taiki Shuttle? Let's find out. Yep. This is what kind of like really baffles me about the stamina requirements, because most people said you need around 600 stamina for this, but this is just absolutely skirting the minimum, right? I'm guessing it probably has something to do with the guts and the wit, kind of like reducing the stamina requirement because of the massive downhill, so congrats there. A little bit expected, although this was really disappointing. Not sure what happened to my Taiki Shuttle. Why she just suddenly gassed out at the end there, but oh well, it is what it is. Next race. So we're still hoping for a 3-2 finish. A 3-2 finish on the day will give us an 80% win rate for this round, or for this day at least. Okay. But we did come up against some monsters in the last race. How are the Umas in this race? Number 1 favorite is our Rudolph again. The other Taiki Shuttles? The other Taiki Shuttle is number 2 favorite. So wow. Wow! Turf and Mile S. This is gonna accelerate super fast. Yeah, this is a scary Taiki Shuttle. Okay. Let's see how we do. Got 3 Taiki Shuttles all together. Oh, and that's frontrunner Mayano Top Gun. So first, or third and fourth spots are going to be heavily contested by the Taiki Shuttles. Looks like my Taiki Shuttle is currently in that prime 4th position. We'll see if she gets overtaken. Hopefully not. She's got a 2-length lead and she's approaching the final corner. She overtakes Saiyan Sky to be in 3rd. Activates Shooting for Victory. Will this be enough to overtake Maruzensky and Mayano Top Gun though? It's hard to say. Mayano Top Gun is rocketing forward pretty fast. Must have activated Angling and Scheming. But it does look like head on, updrafters. Whoa, everyone's kind of dueling for that first spot. And Rudolph is close enough, she might actually catch up to Top Gun. They're rocketing down the stretch there. Rudolph is not going to be able to take first, but does put on a good show and pick up 3rd place behind Top Gun. And Taiki Shuttle picks up another victory for our team. Yeah. Surprised that I don't know what happened to the other Taiki Shuttles. This one surprised me. Why that one's so low. But again, maybe the same thing happened to it's the same thing that happened to my Taiki Shuttle in the last race happened to this one. Alright. Even a difference of a mere 1 length margin looks like a sure win. Apparently my reputation is through the roof now. Okay. 1 more win and we get our 3-2 victory for the day. If we get a 4-1 win, that'll be awesome. Because then I think that puts my overall win rate in round 1, round 2 close to 80%, which I'll be super happy about. I will be very happy with that. Heck, even right now, I think even if I lose the next 2, I'll still have over 70% win rate, which is really good. Maybe not as good as some other people's, but I'm pretty happy with that. Taiki Shuttle gets number 1 favorite. Amongst a sea of... I think it's actually pretty diverse. Nope, lots of late surgers. Lots of late surgers. Let's go. Rudolph. Maybe I think that might be the issue with this particular CM. There's just a lot of late surgers. So that might be why my Rudolph is not winning as much as I thought she would. Just too many late surgers. And then it really depends on who gets that 6th spot. Alright. Suzuka is way ahead as she should be, being a runaway frontrunner. We're gonna see if we can catch her on the final corner, because that's usually the plan with frontrunners. We catch them on the final corner. Rudolph unfortunately pushes into 5th spot. Nope, she uses it to a Guri cap. She's in a good spot to use Pump Iron. Shooting for Victory activates for our Taiki Shuttle. She should be able to catch up to both frontrunners now. Does Rudolph activate Pump Iron? Will she be able to activate her other skills? Updrafters into Slick Surge, Nimble Navigator, Slick Surge, but everyone is also activating their skills, so she's having a hard time catching up. 1.5 million CC to give her a speed boost, but that's not necessary because Taiki Shuttle wins the race for us. Good job, Taiki Shuttle. You have now secured another 4-1 win for us. So on the day, 4-1, 5-0, 4-1, 4-1. Another rising star. Nice. Yeah. Oh wait, no, we're not 4-1 yet. We need one more race. We're 3-2. One more race. Filipino thought that was the last race. Okay, so we're 3-2. At least at minimum we're 3-2. Maybe we'll still get our 4-1. Maybe we'll still get our 4-1. Really hoping for that. Vodkas, OG Marozensky, #1 favorite does not go to my team. #1 favorite goes to Agnes Digital? Really? That is a pretty scary Agnes Digital. Lacks the mile S. Wait, they had an S rank. S rank Marozensky. Why is this one only ranked #2? That's gonna be tough for my Marozensky to keep up. Let's see what happens though. It's gonna be a fight for first. Okay, late start to my Marozensky, not a good thing. Means she probably won't be able to catch up and take the lead. But the spot struggle is good because it means that both Marozenskys will lose a bit of stamina. Right. Rudolph is a bit far forward. She's leading the pack of late surgers, but she's too far in the lead for the pack of late surgers. Kiss for victory. Will she catch up? Wait, I think she's actually going to catch up and take angling and scheming. Oh, she does. Maybe. No, she does not. Taggy Shuttle does manage to overtake the S-rank Marozensky. Everyone is just really close together. Two Vodkas have clear lanes though, one on the inside, one on the outside. If they activate their skills, they might be able to catch up, but I don't think after this. Rudolph will be able to secure at least second place. Okay, Taggy Shuttle wins. Now we get our 4-1. With Rudolph in second place. OG, no, I think Agnes Digital was in third. More than worthy. Another win for Taiki Shuttle. Performance was so dominant I imagine her rivals can only laugh. Some say that winning's already become a certainty for her. She is the most consistent Uma of mine. Oh, Vodka actually made it. Did Digital? I thought Digital was a lot closer than that. Okay, one of the Vodkas made it. And the S-rank Marozensky ended up being in 5th place. Nice. Claim. Alright, my team did good. My team did good. Let's check our overall runner history. Taiki Shuttle maintains a 45% win rate, winning 36 of 80 races, with an 78.8% top 3. Marozensky goes up to 15 wins, 61% top 3. Rudolph, Rudolph did not place very highly. 9 wins, 47.5% top 3. 5 wins, 36. 45, 60 of 80 races, so 75% win rate. I will take it. I will take that. Yeah, 75% win rate. I will take that. Alright. Well, thanks for watching everyone. As you can see, round 2 closes in just under an hour. If you guys made it into Group A finals, good luck. If you guys made it into Group B finals, good luck. And if you guys did not make it into the finals, I hope you guys try for the next CM and wish you better luck in the Libra. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.